Because of this portcullis, the room at the far end is inaccessible. What a unique gong. Must be an antique. Is the gate code displayed here? You can see the palace is dilapidated. A cast iron chain, probably a part of the portcullis lifting mechanism. There are two engravings on the watch case, Mary Celeste 1872 and Benjamin S. Briggs. I can hear some grating, but the portcullis won't budge. Something must be blocking it. I can hear some grating, but the stone blocking the mechanism has fallen down. What a bizarre orangery. Such a mystical atmosphere. There's someone sitting on the pedestal, like a ruler on a throne. I suppose that's Count Saint-Germain. It's not a great idea. The humidity in the garden has ruined the sculptures. The plants have really good growing conditions here. I don't feel like gardening, but some water could come in handy. The gloves don't look new, but they're in one piece. An old rusty bowl, however it's not yet eaten away by rust. The humidity in the garden has ruined the sculptures.
Who?
Who?
Who took his life?
I didn't see him. The killer disappeared, just vanished into thin air.
Oh, was it a ghost?
I feel sorry for you, but why are you blaming me? I could have been killed myself.
It is not about you at all. So many hours have passed, and yet we know nothing. Have the police joined the festivities?
You'll learn nothing from the police. The only thing they're good at is asking the same questions on and on and on.
Those lily-livered assassins trouble and harass me. They want to drive me insane.
Why is that?
If only I could see the murderer's face. Then I would probably understand it.
You'd better not get the chance.
They want me to be afraid of my own shadow. They want my brain to boil with fear. But enough of that. I have not even welcomed you properly. I am Count Saint-Germain.
Sylvie LaRue.
You look even prettier than in the picture.
Here you are, Briggs chronometer.
Did I hear you right? Briggs?
Yup, Benjamin Spooner Briggs.
Aha!
Was the captain of the ship Mary Celeste, which on 4 November 1872 left
New York, and a month later was found abandoned 400 miles from Gibraltar.
Have you been testing me?
You've done a splendid job.
Glad to hear that. What's next?
Let us focus on the discovery of Mary Celeste, shall we? They got on board. The captain, what was his name?
David Morehouse?
Morehouse. He boarded the empty ship. Not a soul in sight.
The tea was still warm.
Nonsense. A few thousand miles is enough to cool the tea properly.
A few thousand? Why such a theory?
Why not, I say? Just look at what we have here. Escaping the ship because the alcohol they were transporting was about to explode. Pirates, tsunami, and a cook who poisoned the crew and then jumped overboard. How many scribblers have fed on this?
No one has solved the mystery of Mary Celeste so far.
This chronometer.
This chronometer what?
It brings us closer to the solution, and undeniably at that.
I'm all ears, Count.
It was not found on the ship.
It wasn't? Briggs left it in New York?
I should rather say in Marion, where he lived. But no, nothing of this kind. The captain had it with him during the voyage.
So Briggs survived? It was all a hoax? Was he trying to swindle compensation?
He should have obeyed his wife and founded that ironmongery in New Bedford. He would not have lost the unblemished reputation he had in his lifetime.
You're right. That man would never stoop to fraud.
I agree. As for the chronometer, it has been a part of my collection for a long time.
How did you manage to get the chronometer?
A peculiar case indeed. I cannot tell you how it fell into my hands.
Cannot or will not?
I simply do not remember. My memory fell to tiny pieces, each of which rolled in a different direction.
I'm not really following.
I had an accident. I barely survived a plane crash.
I'm sorry about the accident.
Do not be. To tell the truth, after the accident, I was convinced that immortality was something natural.
In a hospital? What a paradox.
Precisely. The particle containing this piece of information drifted far, far away. Too bad it came back again.
If I understand you correctly, you suffer from amnesia. Then how did you get home?
Bloodsuckers always find a host. Fortunately, I am rich. Otherwise, no one would have showed up.
Why did you want to see me?
I possess an object, a precious one, I suppose, but this can only be verified by someone like you, a professional.
Where is it?
It is the plank lying on the table. The cracked paint that you see on its surface might be covering an authentic sign or an inscription.
I'll do my best. May I use the things I need?
Everything here is at your disposal.
I'm going back to work.
I hope to talk to you soon.
Count Saint Germain. What to think of him? A charismatic person, but marked by suffering. An equally lush garden stretches outside the window. A master of the Venetian school kept in such conditions? Though the plank doesn't look interesting, there might be something extraordinary under the cracked paint. I need some kind of tool. A bunch of junk. An old brush, useful for scrubbing. A can containing lye-resistant polyvinyl acetate. A container with lye, a highly caustic substance. This won't work. The brush is dipped in polyvinyl acetate. It can be used for priming or protecting. I need some kind of tool. No can do. I need some kind of tool. Interesting floor decoration, but the pattern on the rings is chaotic. There's a fragment missing in the center. It's not a great idea. I've got nothing to discuss. An equally lush garden stretches outside the window. I need some kind of tool. This won't work. No can do. Now that my hands are protected, I can dip this brush even in lye. It's not a great idea. We need an alternative solution. We need an alternative solution. A bowl with lye. I'd better not put my hands inside. With this brush, I can now spread the lye on some surface. We need an alternative solution. First, I should protect the uncovered fragment so that it's not affected by lye. Think, Sylvie, think! We need an alternative solution.